G'day everybody. Well, just a bit of an update on how I'm going with the DLP TV arc lamp project of actually getting this thing to power up and run. I've decided to actually have a muck around with the original power supply unit that came with that set. It's just a basic switch mode power supply. You got big transformers and transistors and things on it. But today I've actually been spending most of the day just working out how I can get this thing to power up, and so far it's looking pretty good. Basically, this circuit board here is just a noise suppression, RFI chokes and things on it for the actual AC input. I've marked out there active and neutral. That's where the line voltage comes in, and I've just been following the tracks all the way along the bottom on working out where power's going and where it's coming out, and it's coming out these two pins here and also these two here, which I've bridged off, as you can see, because they're both in series, believe it or not. It's a bit odd because I'm not sure how many loads were on this, because I really didn't pay attention when I pulled that thing apart. I just ripped off all of the cabling and just so I could get the boards off, but I've bridged that off there, and that goes back through these MOVs and back to the neutral side of the board. But that's the output there, and it seems whatever voltage I put in, you're getting roughly that on the output of this thing. It's not boosting it or doing anything as far as I can tell, but then comes into here on this side of the power supply unit through that big suppression choke or transformer. I'm not 100% sure what it is, and then it sort of divides into two. It goes through that bridge rectifier and then to this relay and then to the rest of the set. But looking at it here, there is a couple of markings on it on this particular rail. There's a if I can grab a screwdriver, you got a power pin here, then you got S12 volt, so it could either be switch 12 volt, that could be the common for it, and you got two grounds or two neutrals, and then you got F12 volt and then fan. So that it'll obviously be the same as that, but for the fan. So not 100% sure on whether I should just solder a bit of wire on the top of that and bridge it straight over, or whether there's something else I need to put in with it. But there's that header there. There's a couple of 35 volt or 32 volt headers up the top there, and then there's mixed voltages there. There's that one there will be for the tuner circuits for the actual the signal input, and that one will probably be for the actual DLP processor itself, because I know that they run on medium voltage. But that there, as far as I can tell, is the output for the electronic ballast for the actual arc lamp, and that's what I'm particularly interested to hear. For the fact that it's got the same header on it, I'm guessing it's probably the same thing, but that's about that's the only one that's on this main board. So whether that could even be the input, I don't know. But it's just a trial and error, putting basically tickling it with the variac, just putting 40 volts in and just seeing what's coming out of each component. And in fact, that's actually how it worked out that. And it's from there, it's just working out what's coming on, what's not, where power's coming out. Just very basic stuff. But other than that, it's I'm sort of stuck at the point of working out how to get this to come on, this entire switch mode power supply unit. But once I get it going, I should be able to get this to run, hopefully. But it'll probably just be a really basic bypass case here of just bypassing these this particular little processor board. Because I mean, like, you turn it over and not a lot of the pins actually go to anywhere on it, so it should be fairly easy to deal with. I'm just trying out my autofocus, which is really misbehaving today. But when I do get it set up, if I do have to run it through this, which is probably going to be the case, I'm just going to mount the entire thing on just this bits of LCD polycarbonate, which is what I've got it all sitting on. This is really good stuff actually. It's not nice and thick, and it insulates like nothing you could ever imagine. So yeah, but other than that, I did actually test the lamp with that rather dangerous contraption there. That's the guts out of one of those little micro TVs. It's just a very basic flyback driver for black and white picture tube, but that worked. And I was able to strike a tiny little arc inside this. And as Photon said, if the arc's nice and thin and tight and blue in colour, then you know it's still pressurised with xenon. So that lamp's good as far as I can tell. Although considering looking on eBay, it's a $400 part right there, so I really don't want to blow it up in any circumstance. Although, like Photon said, I did have to try and resist that urge just to take it outside and throw it against concrete and say silly light bulbs, but I don't, because I've only got the one. But anyway, I'll let you know if I do manage to get anything else happening with this. I know I definitely didn't do that in much detail last time I did the video on asking if I could do that, but yeah, there it is. That's the main power supply for it, and it's basically all integrated in the one unit. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll let you know if I do get this thing working or not.